Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to the program and a big happy new year 2026. Hopefully that handicap comes down and you start hitting the ball long and straight, just like Nick O'Hearn. How's the golf at the moment? Are you back in business?
Well, I'm working on it. I'm getting plenty of time off at the moment. It's nice.
All right.
I like the Christmas break.
What do you guys like with New Year's resolutions? Do you have any? Do you make them or not?
I usually try and figure out how long I can go without having a glass of red.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that'd be about a day.
Yeah, basically that's all it was. That's all it was.
I always try to cut down sugar, but it lasts until about January 12, I reckon, and I'm back having a block of chocolate every night.
Yeah.
Hopeless. Anyway, Dan, we don't know what the question is, so.
No, we don't. Okay,
Over
here is this one. This comes from Shane. Shane has said, "G'day boys, love the podcast. I recently went to New Zealand on a team Titleist event, the Trans-Tasman Trophy.
Ooh.
24 golfers representing Australia and New Zealand in a Ryder Cup style event over 2 days.
Nice.
4-ball day one,
Yes.
individual match play on day two. We
Yes.
played at TRI on the North Island.
Wow.
Never have I played in such an event. We were all looked after so beautifully by Titleist and TRI on a course that was so good to play. Here's my question. What venue or tournament made you guys feel the most looked after and welcome when you were on tour?"
Oh, that's a good question.
Or to
That's a good
paraphrase,
question.
which one do the best to look after the players, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, back in the dark old days, I'll tell you which tournament didn't look after us the
right.
best, and that was the Australian Open.
Oh, wow.
So this is not I'm not looking at you, James Sutherland. This is back in the dark old days of the AGU. We used to laugh as pros. Every year we'd play the Australian Open. It was the worst run event of the year because it was the amateurs running the event. So we'd get very different pin placements, you know. It was just really strange. The dots were in the wrong spot, you know. And then it was like I said, it was the worst run event of the year. Every year was the Australian Open, and it was because the amateurs were doing it. Now that's all changed now, and they've got a great relationship with each other, and now the PGA Tour. So I know it's not the question, but it was a poorly run event, the Australian Open, as far as the players were concerned. It was always the crown. The Australian Open was the big one, but as far as just the little bits and things that professional golf was great about, the Australian Open just didn't have it.
Nick, what about, was there any courses that you reckon were badly run? Not courses.
Well, it's funny you
tournaments
say Australian. I always played well in the Australian Open, so it never bothered me that much as far as how it was run. But probably, yeah, looking back, they didn't have the attention to detail, I would say, that the PGA Tour Australasia does, because they do it week in, week out pretty much. So badly run events, it's hard to – I mean, I was just always grateful for being there, basically. They're going to – hang on, you're going to pay me money to play this game if I play well? Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're going to throw something free in your locker. Oh, how good's this? And then all of a sudden it goes from there. And, you know, the question was, you know, what are the best run events? For me, probably, I mean, the Masters is always very special.
Augusta.
They look after you so well there. But that's kind of a given. I would say outside the majors, because you get really well looked out after there. World Golf Championships are really cool because it's a limited field, or it used to be, and especially for me, the match play. I always loved the World Match Play Championship. And when you wean down and you make like I made the quarterfinal a few times, and when you go there and you're on the range and there's only 8 of you, you kind of feel pretty special.
Yeah, I bet.
It's like, what can we do for you today, sir? What do you need? No, I'm good. You know, my caddy, he might like something. But it was they just looked after you so well. And there's nothing like walking into the locker room and you open the locker and there's a gift that they give you for the week or something. I remember one year it was the new iPhone came out or something. This is going back in 2007.
Everyone got an iPhone.
Everyone in the locker room got an iPhone. Just little things like that, the Nintendo or whatever it was, you know what I mean? It's just, I'd hate to think what it is like now.
Well, look, I never played a US Tour event in America. I played on the smaller tours over there, and they were actually surprisingly pretty well done in my experience. But tell people about some of the other stuff for the US Tour. Like, for instance, every player gets a car. Every player in the event gets a hire car for the week. You go and they throw you some keys and off you go.
It's actually not a hire car. They give you a brand new car, basically. So whoever's sponsoring for that week, for example, if it was BMW, you get a BMW. If it was Lexus, you get a Lexus and all those sorts of things. Brand new, away you go.
Top of the range, not getting the little ones, you're getting the big belters.
And typically you land at the airport and they'd have a desk in the airport somewhere. The PGA Tour staff was sitting there. Here's your keys, Mr. O'Hearn. Car's waiting for you out the front. Away you go. And then when you finish the tournament, drive back to the airport, drop the keys off, and away you go again. It's kind of next level. That was. Yeah. That wasn't at all the events, but most of them I would say. And then the weirdest thing is what I remember is they used to have a bit of a competition on tour, I reckon, for who had the best thick shakes on tour. Not milkshakes, thick shakes. And I can tell you the best from my experience was Hilton Head. Yeah. Amazing. Thick shakes there. And whatever you want to put in them. You can put M&Ms, you could put Kit Kats, you could put anything, whatever you want. You could go hard or you could go soft. Anyway, the Memorial.
Yeah.
Jack's event was fantastic because he knew what the players were like and he really spoilt all the players, being a past player. Arnie's tournament at Bay Hill. Typically those events that are run or hosted by former players, they knew the attention to detail that the players loved and you really got spoilt out of them. And then the other one was, I only played there once. We played the Sprint Invitational in Denver where they now hold, I think, a FedEx Cup tournament. Or maybe it was a couple of years when Keegan Bradley won. Yeah. And Charles Howell III had a competition with Mike Holbert to see who could drink the most thick shakes.
For the week?
No, just in that sitting.
There.
In that sitting. Everyone put their money on Charles Howell. He's an up-and-comer and all this sort of stuff. No. Holbert destroyed him. I think because these things were big, they're thick, because I think they put the ice cream in the thick shakes and everything. And I think Charlie got through about 3 or 4 and Mike had about 8 of them. It was just unbelievable. Are
you kidding me?
Something like
8?
That. I don't know. It was crazy figures. Might have been 6. I don't know.
Just taunting him with 8 if 3 throws you went.
It was like that, what's that hot dog competition? Competition they have in the States, don't they? So.
Hey, Nick, can I ask you a question? Yeah. And I know you're a very polite person and you often don't want to name names for people if it might be seen as a bad thing sometimes. You try to look after people. When you're on the tour, clearly diet's a big thing. When you're talking about these guys banging out 8 thick shakes or 4 thick, it's not great for their golf.
No.
Of all the tour pros you saw on tour, or you played with or watched, who had the most appalling diet?
Who
was someone you saw murdering 800 bags of twisties before a tournament?
That's a good question. Someone, this is a hard one because he's a mate and
good.
But,
I like this.
It's a tough one to say. But and when I say on tour, I don't think I saw him there. I stayed at his place. So when we first moved to America, he said, because we were trying to decide where to live over there, okay? And Craig Parry, good friend, he said, well, why don't you come to Isleworth, where I live, stay with myself and Glenn, his brother, who was caddying for him at the time, and stay with us and, see if you like the area, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, no problem. So I went there for a couple of days, I think it was. It was between tournaments.
Yeah.
Looked in the fridge the first day. Not much in there, basically. Right. What are we doing for breakfast? Going down to Perkins. Okay, so it was pancakes, syrup, you name it. Lunch, we got Mexican. Okay, then we got burritos coming. Dinner, I think might have been KFC or so. I don't know what it was, but for a couple of days, I didn't eat too well, put it that way. And I thought, okay, this is the way it rolls for Paz. So,
but that's America.
It is America.
They're having donuts for breakfast.
Yeah. The thing about the Players Lounge is in all the tournaments, you can go as healthy as you want or you can go as bad as you want. They give you all the options. So you can tell by looking at players who ate the best and obviously who didn't.
Yeah. So, look, you've covered off America. I'll cover off Australia. In the early 90s, the tournament that made you feel special was the Australian Masters at Huntingdale. Now, it was a double bonus for me because I was a member there. So I had crowd support. I'd walk through the clubhouse on the way out to the first tee or something. It was just one back slap after another. But it was the first time where, the first tee was a big deal at the Masters. It was a nice little pocket.
Oh, yeah, that first tee. I always remember that.
It was a beautiful little pocket to hit out of.
There was a shoot and you go, whoosh, you can hear the ball come out of there.
Yeah, that's right. And there was always a big crowd on the first tee. And, for a lot of the Australian players who weren't playing overseas in the Northern Hemisphere, the Masters was almost the most fun tournament to play. You'd have the Australian Open in front of it. That's the one you want to win. But if we're talking about the most fun, that tournament was incredible because there were so many people who were
Is you right there, mate?
Excuse me.
You want a glass of water?
I'm right. There were so many people who would go, and what they would do is, you could actually watch the last 11 holes, and it would only be a one-hole walk from the clubhouse. So, for instance, if Greg Norman was coming down 8, you'd walk down the 9th hole, and you'd watch him hit into 8. You'd watch him hit 9, and then he'd walk over to the 10th tee, watch him hit down the 10th, and he'd go in for a drink. And then he'd come back out on the 13th tee. You'd watch him hit in the 12 and then hit off 13. Then you go back for a drink.
It was a great course for that, wasn't it?
Oh, so you could actually, you could actually hang around the clubhouse and watch a hell of a lot of golf. Yeah. And because of that, it always seemed like there were people everywhere. I mean, that the year I came 5th there, played with Brad Hughes, who ended up winning the tournament in the last day. It actually felt like it was 5 deep. The whole, the last 12 or 13 holes.
Yeah, had a great feel of the event.
That tournament had a special feeling about it.
Yeah. Coolum for me was probably my most enjoyable.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons, I played well, but it was more the village square in the evenings there where all the players, the families would get together. That you could have a bit of Asian food or pizza, but they had a fabulous wine store there, and you'd always just sitting out there. Someone would be playing music. Yeah, such a great atmosphere, and such a shame.
Did you play there when it was the Schweppes Coolum Classic?
Yes.
So the
I won the Schweppes Coolum Classic.
Yeah, there you go. Like there was a big dinner every night. So that really was our Christmas party.
I had the cut party, the cut dinner.
The cut party.
Whatever it was that night.
Everything. It was fabulous.
You could tell who'd made the cut and who didn't.
Blokes who didn't make the cut were drinking.
Whoosh, they were going hard.
Bundaberg and Cokes are over there. And then everyone else was over on this side, having the Moreton Bay bugs and just taking it easy. It was beautiful.
Mark, was the welcome you received at Huntingdale in the Masters, was that prior or post you being revealed as a member of the Huntingdale 7?
That was after Huntingdale 7. What was it? I can't remember. No, it might have been beforehand.
Oh, well, that explains
might have been
welcome.
before. Yeah, the Huntingdale 7. It lingers. Those boys.
You gave me, while you're talking about that first tee, you gave me a good idea for a top 5 this year. A couple of different top 5s. There's best first tee shots in tournaments.
Yeah,
and.
Put it on the list.
Smelliest top 5 tee shots in tournaments, the opening tee shots. Because there are some opening ones where you go, oof, this is not a good way to start.
That's exactly right.
Start the tournament.
Yeah, no, put it on the list.
I can think of 3 off the top of my head
put it on the list.
Yeah, all right.
Put it on the list.
We'll do.
Yeah, that's been a fun mini for the first one of the year.
And hopefully we're going to see plenty more.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Good on you, Dan. Thank you, Nick. Folks, we'll catch you next time.
Sorry, Craig.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.
Front 9, back 9, or eyeing the 19th hole, wherever you are in life, Host Plus can help you drive your retirement further. That's a plus.